A good review for the quiz that we will have on Wednesday. Originally, we are going to have the quiz on Tuesday, but I feel better if you had a little extra practice. This is going on page 103, going through each of the problems, graphing them. Some of these are already factored down, but some have the other method as well. So this is going to yield me the point 2 comma 0. Notice it's opposite of the value. This is going to yield me the point negative 2 comma 0. So if I have 2 comma 0 here and negative 2 comma 0 here, what is halfway in between them? Yeah, 0. So that's where my axis of symmetry is. So my axis of symmetry is going to be x equals 0. My vertex lives on the axis of symmetry. So my vertex is going to be 0 comma, I have to plug in. Okay, so I'm going to take 0 and I'm going to plug it in here and here. That's going to give me negative 2 times 2, because 0 minus 2 is negative 2, 0 plus 2 is positive 2. That's going to give me 0 comma 4. 1, 2, or 0 comma negative 4, excuse me, and that's a negative 4, because negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my parabola just like that. Taking a look at number 2, I'm going to realize that's negative 1 comma 0, and this is going to give me 3 comma 0. I'm not worried about this other than the negative makes it open upside down. So negative 1 0 is here, and 3 zeros here. So to figure out what halfway is in the middle, it looks like 1. So my axis of symmetry is x equals 1, because that's halfway in between those. And then I'm going to find my vertex by plugging 1 back into these numbers. So I'm going to bring this down here. So I have negative 2, the first negative 2, then I have 1 plus 1, and 1 minus 3. So negative 2 times 2 minus negative 2. If I multiply this all together, I'm going to wind up getting 8. So 1 comma 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is up here. Here's my parabola. Problem number 3 looks a little bit differently. Remember, we have to do the A, the B, and the C. And then I'm going to have x equals negative b over 2a. And remember, you can write anything down on the sheet of paper I provided for you, and you can use that on the quiz that we'll have on Wednesday. Okay, so this goes down because of the negative. And then I'm going to go negative b, so I get negative negative 2 over 2 times negative 1, which gives me 2 over negative 2, which gives me negative 1. That's my axis of symmetry right there. My vertex lives somewhere within that, so I'm going to go negative. I'm going to go plug my negative 1 in to my equation up here. So it has some room here. So I had negative 1 squared minus 2 times negative 1 plus 5. So that's going to give me negative 1 plus 2 plus 5. So that's going to give me 6. So 1, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to go a times 135 to pattern graph. So I have negative 1 times 135. So that gives me negative 1, negative 3, negative 5. So I'm going to go right 1, down 1, left 1, down 1. From here I'm going to go right 1, down 3, left 1, down 3. And I could keep going. I could go to 5 as well, but I think that's plenty to get a parabola. Problem number 4. This one's back to the factored, so this is going to give me negative 4 comma 0, and this is going to give me 6 comma 0. So negative 4 is here, 6, 0 is 4, 5, 6 is over here. Then we have to figure out what's in the middle. So come in one, come in another, or I can just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So halfway on 9 is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm right there at 1. My axis of symmetry is going to be x equals 1 because it's halfway between the negative 4 and the 6. Then I'm going to find my vertex, so I'm going to plug this in to the above. So I have 1/5 times 1 plus 4, 1 minus 6. So I have 1/5 times 5 times -5. Well, this becomes just 1, so I get at 1 -5, 3, 4, 5 down here. And look at this. This is a fat parabola. That fraction made it a much fatter parabola. Problem number 5. This is one where you have to list a equals 1, b equals -5, c equals -14. I'm going to do x equals -b over 2a. This parabola opens up because that's positive. So I'm going to get -5 over 2 times 1. So that's going to give me 5 over 2. Oh boy. So that's the same thing as 2.5. Okay. So 2.5, 1, 2, it's like here in between. That's kind of strange, but the vertex could be there. Let's not worry about doing the rest of this one because I'm not going to give you a fraction, so we can skip the rest of this one, okay? Problem number 6. This is another one. A equals 2, b equals 2, c equals 4, x equals -b over 2a. So x equals -2 over 2 times 2. Oh, and this one's going to be a little goofy as well because that's going to give me -1/2, which, think about it, that's going to be right in the middle. And we can skip this one too because we have a vertex that's happening in between the two. I'm not a big fan of that. All right, problem number 7. Again, my a value is 1. I don't know a b value, so it has to be 0. My c value is -9. So I get x equals -b over 2a. This one might work out a lot nicer for us. So I get -0 times 2 times 1. That's just going to give me 0. So my axis of symmetry comes right down as the y-axis. Okay. So I'm going to get 0 comma something for my vertex. So I get 0 squared minus 9. 0 squared 0. 0 minus 9 is -9. So -9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And our pattern graph is going to be 1 times 1, 3, 5, because my a value is 1. So I'm going to go right one up 1, left one up 1, right one up 3, left one up 3, right one up 5, 4, 5, left one up 5, so on and so forth. So that gave us some roots as well. And then problem number 8, let's see how this one turns out. All right, so x equals, skip this one. Skip number 8. I am not a fan of it. The next couple is just basically talking about how these work. So the domain for every parabola is negative to positive infinity that we work with. So I'm going to take a look. I'm going to say, okay, what is my vertex? It's that. It's -2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So -2 comma -5. That's my vertex. Now my range. I'm going to talk about the y value of the vertex. So I'm going to start, this is opening up, so I'm going from the bottom, from -5 to infinity, because it goes from the bottom to the top. It's a square bracket. Don't worry if you can't remember the square bracket. Axis of symmetry is x equals -2. And then, do we have a max or a min? I have a minimum. I have a minimum at -5. Use the minimum to talk about the y value. The roots, I'm not able to see exactly what the roots are, so right now there's none to worry about. Okay, so this should help you on the test. Let's look at this last one. The domain is negative to positive infinity. I need to figure out my vertex, so that looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my vertex is at 6, comma 1. My range is going to deal with the y value. So I'll go from bottom to top. So come from the bottom. So I'm coming from negative infinity, and I'm going up to 1, and that's a square bracket. My axis of symmetry is going to be x equals 6. Do we have a max or a min? I have a maximum value. My vertex is at the highest point. My maximum value is the y value, so it happens at 1. And this appears I do have roots, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 comma 0, and also 7 comma 0 are my two roots. Please write down anything you want on your sheet of paper that will help you be successful on the quiz that we have on Wednesday. Have a nice day. Bye.